Why do we laugh? Animals don't laugh. Your pet doesn't laugh. Even hyenas don't really laugh. And speaking of hyenas, we all know that feminists don't laugh. As an expression, laughter appears to be a fully blossoming smile. Much like how crying is a well-ripened frown. Laughter expresses a feeling of triumph and accomplishment, of overcoming a challenge, of winning. But why would people laugh at jokes? What makes them funny? Humans are extremely adaptive and curious animals who always want to learn and who are therefore prone to boredom. And boredom is a subjective feeling of an opportunity cost. It's the feeling that you could be doing something more productive with your time. It is the feeling that you could be challenging yourself, learning and developing, but you are not. Unlike other animals, humans are always on the lookout for potential problems and solutions, and we hate to miss out on an opportunity to learn. We find great joy in a promising new insight, in the exposure of a common misconception or a bad idea, in the exposure of deception or fraud or pretense, in finding a way to expose a social taboo or violate a social taboo and get away with it, or constructive deviation from social norms and social roles. For humans, knowledge itself is a cause for celebration, and we show our appreciation of this knowledge through our laughter. Whether humor is presented in the form of slapstick, satire, or parody, or absurd situations, dry sarcasm, clever puns, clever observations about human failings, or just general clowning around, the original purpose is always the same. The original purpose of humor is to empower, enlighten, and liberate the mind. Humor is a special, evolved reward mechanism, an incentive, a carrot, that makes the tedious but important work of learning and performing grueling mental exercises seem worthwhile. When things don't go according to plan and accidents happen, there's often good and bad in it. If the surprise outcome seems more positive from the learning experience than negative from the problems that it might contribute to, then we can smile and laugh about it. If, on the other hand, the negatives seem to outweigh the positives, then we are more apt to feel and express sadness or stress. But there is also a social performance aspect to laughter and humor. Being funny can be a way of impressing people and showing off your mental health and fitness. And many of us know that this is especially true for men. The fact that females find intelligent males attractive may explain why our species is so intelligent. When a man makes a woman laugh, we at least know that he is making her happy and that she is impressed. But we don't necessarily know why. It could mean that she thinks that he is funny, or it might mean that she is impressed or happy for other reasons. When women subconsciously decide whether or not to laugh, their judgment tends to be more holistic. Rather than to decide whether or not a particular joke is funny, they are more inclined to decide whether or not a particular person is funny. Women also have a more conformist sense of humor, believe it or not. Canned laughter might not exist if it were not for the female audience. But males also have a conformist sense of humor, but to a lesser degree. We all know that laughter can be highly contagious, and this is just as true for men as it is for women. Whatever primary function laughter might have, it is also embedded in a social context. This is why feminists complain about women not being as funny as men, because they view laughter as a token social gesture that is inherently arbitrary and artificial, Just like any other token praise, you don't earn laughter or applause. Society just gives it to you for being who you are. Therefore, if people don't find women as funny, then it must be because women are somehow not allowed to be funny. But men are. Patriarchy! Our human sense of humor might just be a key element in understanding why our species is so brilliant. Humor appears to have motivated us to empower and upgrade our cognitive abilities. So, wherever truth and knowledge is considered dangerous, and dishonesty prevails, humor and laughter is understandably unwelcome. So now, why are feminists so humorless? If you have a lot of truth to hide, and a lot of fraud and misconceptions to promote, and a lot of social taboos to enforce, if you must maintain strict formality and pretense, and consciously suppress potentially subversive ideas, then humor is not your friend. The feminists are so opposed to humor, and so incompetent with humor, should tell you that they have a lot to hide, and a lot to lose. That truth is on our side should indicate that humor is a sword that only we can wield to our advantage, which is why we must not refrain from using it. When people laugh, feminists lose. Anyone who wants to reach out and educate people should make constructive use of humor, because humor taps into our instinctual curiosity, and it makes learning feel more natural and enjoyable. What can I say? It's funny 'cause it's true.